Hello guys, let's do review about reinforcement learning algorithm. I created a new folder to the reinforcement learning, and in this folder we are going to work with Stable-Baselines3 library. This library when we could train a reinforcement learning algorithm for training. So we need to import this library. It would be gym and gym any trading. Its library would be for trading environment. And in this video we're going to use actor critic model. Also you could use PPO model. And let's do this one. So we need to download data from Binance. It would be a 5 minutes bar for the last 3 months. And we need to do some processing with the name of this data frame, and we indicate that it would be our times stamp of our data frame. Next one, we need to create a window size. It would be how many bars we need to train our algorithm. So we need to look back into last 50 bars. So let's do it. And you need to create some environments. Our environments by default would be like forex, but we should indicate that commission would be 0 because we need to train on the 5 minutes bars. And if you're going to trade every bars, it would be not successful algorithm because we haven't enough movement in these bars to cover commission. And the best way it would be if we are going to create custom environment using gym library, and we will do it in the next video, but it will be some example for you how to use it. Okay, next one, we need to create some multiply of environments. Sometimes I'm using, for example, 1000 environment when we could do some multiprocessing to train this algorithm using actor critic model. By default, we have several algorithms. Let's look in DQN or something like this. Let's do, for example, what is algorithm by default. We have, let's do this one also, PPO, and we have several algorithms in this library. Some algorithm could be working with multiprocessing, and some algorithm couldn't work with multiprocessing. It depends of situation. Also, we have multiply of algorithm when we could use discrete value. It means, for example, in our case, we're going to use a space with 2 discrete value like buy or sell. But sometimes we need some continuous value like space. It depends of situation, but by default you could do some experiment with 2 algorithms, actor critic model and proximal policy optimization algorithm. Okay, so we need to create this number of environments, but you could use, for example, let's say do some comments like 1000 environment would be faster. It depends of power of your laptop, for example, or your server. So we create actor critic model and indicate MLP policy, and we input our environment. Let's do it. And so I'm using CUDA device. The first one, we need to test how it's working without training. So we need to use evolute policy, and we run this random model using this in 10 times to understand what is mean reward. And you need to compare this reward before training and after training. Okay, so before training we have some mean rewards to be 0, it could be It depends of situation because we have some stochastic processing in reinforcement learning algorithm, and the reward would be negative or small positive reward. But after train agent model, we should call model.learn and we indicate total timestamps. And after this training, we should wait. And next one, we need to test this algorithm also for 10 episodes. And let's look on mean reward, and you see this reward is positive. Before training, we haven't any rewards, mean reward, but after training, we have some positive rewards. It means we achieve some positive results using this algorithm. Also, you could save this agent model because for training it's very cost for if you use AWS or Azure server, and you need to save this model. Next one, we need to evaluate agent model after training and display these results. We need to create this gym. It means it would be environment, but it would be one environment without some multiprocessing, because where is in this one we create some multiply arrays of environments. It means in this case it would be 10 environments, but in this case we could create a new environment. It will be one environment when we are going to test this one. Okay, also don't forget to indicate the trade fee would be 0. It will be like default when we are going to test this one. But for successful reinforcement learning algorithm, we should create a custom environment, because by default environment using gym and gym any trading, we have two environment, like stock environment and forex environment with different commission. And the most worst part is in this environment has only two action. It means buy or sell, but we shouldn't trade every 5 bars, because we haven't enough movement in these bars to cover our commission. It happens very often. We should trade movements with high probability and with high distance. So the best approach would be create custom environment. In general, in this area we have another professional like create correct environment with correct reward. It's very important, because if you take octocritic model, it's very nice model, and if you haven't any tuning model, and if you create some bad environment, you couldn't achieve some very good results, and you could ask that it's not working or something like this. But if you take and create this model, it means octocritic model, and create correct environment, and you do correct tuning of this model, you could achieve some very nice results. Also, by default, this model has some disadvantages, because we're going to use only closed data, and some feature of this closed data, it would be two feature. It also has some disadvantages, because we need to create some another feature, like feature from alternative data. Okay, or some indicators, technical indicators. But the first, it would be some base Jupyter notebook. But in general, we should create a more complex approach to discover and explore this problem. Okay, so but using this bad approach, you could achieve some positive reward with total profit is about 20% for the last 90 days. And you need to create this environment, indicate trade fee will be 0. Next one, we should test this model what we train on this environment and check it's working or not. So you see which are some positive rewards. In general, we have a multiply of long signal, and sometimes you have some short signals. Okay, but okay, let's look in another. We create new cell, and it would be report agent model. Okay, and you could use this library quant states to create some report to understand how it's working. And you see we have some positive cumulative returns, but it's some statistic about drawdown, how many day, and another useful statistical for us like volatility, Sharpe ratio, Sartina ratio, some worst 5 drawdown periods, something like this, and day, and when it's working or not working, or some months. And you see, for example, in April it's working very nice, but in May it's not, it's working worse than the previous months. Okay, it means we have some base picture notebook, and what you could do, you could change parameters for dataset and test this approach, for example, for 1 hour, and you could take, for example, 1000 days. You could change window size to analyze using reinforcement learning algorithm. You could start from 5 bars, for example, and increase it and analyze how it's working. You could create some table and with parameters and write in this table what happens when you change these parameters. And if you do this practice, you could analyze this problem more deeply. It would be very nice. Also, you could increase number of environments. For example, you could test it from 10 and increase for 1000. Also, you could use instead of active critic model, PPO, for example, like this. Let's do it like comment. Next one, of course, it would be most important for us, total timestamps, and you could increase steps for learn this algorithm on your data set. But it takes some time. For example, for PPO model would be longer, but actocritic model working faster. And you should change these parameters and analyze how it's working. Sometimes if you wait very long time, we also could achieve some overfitting, and we should find some balance between training and overfitting. Okay guys, you could use it, and also this one you could save this model, and if you have any question you could write me about this algorithm. So I'm going to create in the next video, maybe create some TensorFlow dashboard to analyze overfitting model. It would be also very important for us. Also, we need to create a custom environment. It would be the most important part for us. And another part, it would be analyze using another another library which should tuning parameters for arithmetic model, but it takes a very long time to find the best parameters. But it will be some tutorial to show you how to use reinforcement learning algorithm correctly. Okay guys, thanks for watching this video and see you next time. Bye.